Hey guys, today we're talking about Maxxis tires and just tire wobbles in general. So I got this wheel up on my truing stand here. This is a Maxxis Minion 29er by 2.5 DHF, Minion DHF. There's kind of all the stuff there on about the tire. And this tire's pretty straight. You roll it there. There's maybe a slight wobble in it. Some of that could be attributed to the wheel, where the wheel isn't really hitting, but there might be some up and down play in this wheel that I'm just having trouble getting out because I'm a very amateur mechanic. But I thought this wheel was really screwed because I had this other Minion on it, 29 by 2.3, smaller tire, and it had a huge wobble in it. And I'm attributing it to this tire. So I'm going to put this tire back on and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And we'll see if I'm going to reseat it. I'm going to put soapy water all around the bead here. You can see this little line on the edge. I'm going to make sure that line is all the way around. I'm going to make sure the tire is seated really well on this wheel here. And we're going to see if the wobble's still there. So I took this tire off that was wobbling. I cleaned out all of the old sealant as best as I could. I let it sit in the sun for a few days, washed it several times. I even sprayed some kind of tire protectant on it to see if that would help kind of rejuvenate the rubber a little bit. And I know that will kind of make the tire a little bit slippery when I first use it, but it should wear off. And hopefully that'll help the tire kind of not have a wobble in it anymore. We'll see if it's fixable basically by doing those kind of three simple things: spraying a little bit of rejuvenator on it, letting it sit in the sun, cleaning out all the old sealant. I'm not using any inserts in this wheel, so I can't attribute the wobble to that. So let's put this new tire on and we will see if it's fixed or see if this is just something that happens. It was driving me crazy because I had this wheel pretty true. You can see it doesn't really hit on my truing stand at all, but it still had a huge wobble in it. So I thought it was the wheel that was the problem, but it's actually the tire. So I'm going to put this one on and we'll see if it's fixed or if it was just a seating issue maybe. And now I have this one better seated and that's why that one's not wobbling. But let's take a look. All right guys, got the new tire on there. You can see the line kind of goes all the way around on both sides. Used a little bit of soapy water to make sure it's seated well. Pumped it up to 65 psi. So it's about as big as as well seated as it can be. You can see there is a pretty good wobble in it now with this new tire. And this, I have had this for a few years, so maybe this is just what happens to these things after you've had them on there for a few years. Let's see if I can capture it. Again, it wouldn't really bother me in the back of my bike. On the front, I think just having to look at that wobble takes a lot of confidence away. I'm not sure if this happens more with the Maxxis tires versus other ones. I do want to try out the new Wobble radial tires. I think they make them in the Albert. They're supposed to be grippier, and they're supposed to conform to the surface more. So they're probably, I'm guessing, a little bit less likely to get affected by impacts, which I think is probably what happened to this one. And you can see pretty good wobble there. I'm going to put on this. I have this other one this is a 2.5 downhill tire, downhill casing. We're going to put this one on there to see if this one has a wobble in it as well. This interesting enough, this tire weighs about 0.7 pounds more than this 2.3 non-downhill casing, and about a half pound more than the 2.5 non-downhill casing. This is a 2.5 downhill casing tire from Maxxis. So let's put this one on there, see if this one has wobble in it. All right guys, so this downhill casing has basically no wobble in it either. It's fairly old. It's been on the back of a bike for a couple of years now, so maybe the downhill casings do a little better because they're tougher. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys got comments, questions, observations, put them down in the comments below. I do a lot of mountain bike content on my channel, so if you appreciate it, go ahead and subscribe if you enjoy watching that kind of stuff. I'll put some links down below where you can get those new Wobble mountain bike tires if you're interested in trying them out. I'll catch y'all next time.